After selling my car to help my brother make bail, I walked to work every day for months. He promised he'd pay me back once he got back on his feet. Instead, he bought a new motorcycle and posted it online with the caption, "Freedom feels good." I commented once, he deleted it. My mom said, "Don't ruin his moment. He's been through a lot." When I finally confronted him, he smiled and said, "You shouldn't have expected anything." That night, I took the bus home in the rain. A week later, he asked me if I could co-sign for his apartment. I'm not here for advice. I'm not here to be told I should have known better. I just want to tell my story. You can judge me if you want. I don't care anymore. I've spent too long being the one who forgives. Not this time. I'm Evan. I'm 34. I live in Dayton, Ohio, and I work at a hotel downtown. Maintenance. Fix toilets, swap light bulbs, clear out clogs in rooms where people think it's okay to stuff paper towels down the drain. It's not glamorous, but it's honest. Pays the rent and covers a couple beers on Fridays. I used to have a Ford Focus. Old one, light blue, some rust on the doors, but she ran. Kept her clean. Never missed an oil change. That car was my legs. Dayton isn't some huge metro with trains and options. If you don't drive, you're screwed. Especially in winter. I sold it the day my mom called crying. My brother Kyle had been arrested. Again. Bar fight this time. Some guy said Kyle started it. Broke the guy's jaw. Cops weren't gentle with him, they knew him already. Third time in 2 years. This time was worse. He could have sat in jail until his hearing, but bail was set at $3,000. My mom was desperate. "Evan, I don't have it. Please, I need your help. He's your brother." That line, "he's your brother," has been used on me since we were kids. When he smashed my toys. When he borrowed money and never paid it back. When he got caught stealing from Dad's wallet and somehow I ended up grounded too. Always the same thing, "he's your brother." So I sold my car for $2,500. Gave every cent to the bail bondsman. Mom managed to pull together the rest. I got Kyle out. He came out of that cell like he was on vacation. Gave me a hug. "You saved me, man. I swear, once I'm back on my feet, I got you. I'll pay you back." That was in January. Cold, snowy, bitter January. From then on, I walked to work. About 2 miles one way. I timed it. An hour and change each morning. I'd leave by 6:15 to clock in by 8. Blizzards didn't care. Neither did black ice. Sometimes when I had a couple bucks to spare, I'd take the RTA bus. But that meant skipping lunch. So mostly, I walked. My feet were wrecked. My knees ached. My boss gave me a warning when I was late during a snowstorm. Said one more and I'd be suspended. All while Kyle was looking for work. I called him every couple weeks. Asked if he'd heard back from anyone. "Yeah, bro got a roofing company interested. Just had an interview with Amazon. Thinking about doing DoorDash. Gotta get wheels first, though." I bought it. I actually believed he was trying. Then came April. I was eating a tuna sandwich in the staff break room and scrolling through Instagram. That's when I saw it. A photo. High res. Professionally taken, it looked like. Kyle, sitting on a brand new matte black motorcycle, parked in front of the Honda dealership on North Dixie Drive. Leather jacket. Sunglasses. Full smirk. Caption said, "Freedom feels good." I stared at that screen for a full minute. My brain couldn't even process it. My thumb shook. Then I saw the tag. He'd tagged the dealership. It wasn't a borrowed bike. It was his. Paid in full. The comments made me sick. "Damn bro. Killing it. You deserve this. Looking sharp, man. Come ride out to Cincy." I couldn't help myself. I commented, "Glad you're doing good. You planning to pay back the guy who sold his car to help you make bail?" It was deleted in under 5 minutes. I didn't call him. I didn't yell. I just sat there staring at that same sandwich I couldn't eat anymore. That night I called Mom. Told her what I saw. What he did. Her voice was soft. Almost tired. "Evan, don't ruin this for him. He's been through a lot." I didn't say anything. I just hung up. I don't know if it was the betrayal or the fact that my own mom wouldn't even stand up for me that made me feel so empty. Probably both. Then, because the universe loves irony, a week later Kyle shows up at my apartment. Just walks in like he owns the place. I'd given him a spare key last year during a bad storm. Stupid. Should have taken it back. He sits on my couch, cracks open a beer, and goes, "Yo, I need a favor. Just a quick thing. Nothing big." I didn't say anything. Just stared at him. "I need you to co-sign on an apartment. This place downtown. Real nice. They just want proof of income. Your name'll help me get approved." I blinked. Slowly. "You're kidding." He raised an eyebrow. "What? You bought a motorcycle. You owe me thousands. And now you want me to co-sign your lease." He shrugged. "You knew what this was," he said. "You shouldn't have expected anything. That's on you." He said it like I was some dumb kid. Like I was the idiot. I didn't yell. I didn't hit him. I didn't throw him out. I just got up, walked to the door, and opened it. He laughed. "Come on, man. Seriously." I said nothing. Didn't have to. He walked out like it was nothing. That night, I stood at the bus stop on Salem Avenue. It was raining hard. My jacket was soaked through. The wind slapped me in the face, and I stood there, dripping, while that same damn bus showed up late again. I wasn't crying. Not exactly. But I felt something die in me right there. That's when I started planning. Quietly. Slowly. I wasn't going to yell anymore. I was going to make sure Kyle felt what I felt. What it means to lose something. After that night, I didn't speak to Kyle for almost 2 months. I saw him online, living like nothing happened, riding that motorcycle around the city, posting photos at breweries, concerts, lakes, always smiling, always with a new group of people, not a trace of guilt in his face. One of the photos stopped me cold. He was at my old mechanic's garage, the guy I sold my Ford to. I recognized the lot instantly. Kyle had his arm around the mechanic's son, pointing at the bike. The caption was, "Good deal. Good life." He was flashing the same smirk I'd seen when we were kids, right after he got away with something. That same week, I heard from Marcus, an old friend of ours who used to hang out with both of us in high school. Marcus called me out of nowhere. "Hey man, you and Kyle cool?" he asked. "Why?" I said, already knowing something was up. "He told people you were helping him buy a second bike. Said you were putting down a deposit." I almost dropped my phone. I told Marcus the truth. He was quiet for a second, then said, "Damn, that's messed up." 2 days later, I got a call from a collections agency. Kyle had listed me as an emergency contact for a $1,200 loan. He defaulted. They couldn't get him, so they started calling me. I was furious. I had no idea what kind of damage he was doing behind my back. That's when I remembered something. About a year earlier, I'd helped Kyle with his taxes. He'd left a scanned copy of his social security card and ID on my old laptop. I still had it backed up. I didn't want to do anything illegal. I'm not that guy, but I did want to make things right. I created a burner email. Fake name, fake number. I sent anonymous tips to every place Kyle had listed on his online resume. LinkedIn, Indeed, Facebook. Told them about the assault charges. Sent screenshots of the police record. He never removed it from public record. Not smart. He lost 2 job offers within a week. I know because I saw his posts go from cocky to pissed. One said, "People need to stay out of my business. Jealousy is ugly." Then I filed a report with the DMV tip line. Told them he was riding his motorcycle without proper tags and insurance. Which was true. I saw it with my own eyes. 2 weeks later, I drove past his place, borrowed a buddy's car for errands, and saw the bike was gone. Repossessed. That same day, I ran into him at the Shell station off Route 4. He was outside on his phone, arguing with someone. He saw me. Came walking up, face red, eyes wide. "What the hell did you do?" he shouted. I didn't flinch. "Just helping you feel what I felt." He lunged like he was going to hit me. I stepped back and said loud enough for the cashier to hear. "You hit me and I'm calling the cops. You think they'll go easy on you this time?" He stopped. Shook his head. "You're a snake." I smiled. "You shouldn't have expected anything." His own words. I gave them back to him. I walked away. Got in the car. Watched him in the mirror, standing there like a kicked dog. But I wasn't done yet. A few weeks passed after the Shell station run-in. Kyle didn't contact me. No texts. No surprise visits. Nothing. I thought maybe that was it. Maybe he'd gotten the message. But Kyle doesn't go quiet without a reason. One afternoon, I came home from work and saw my mailbox stuffed full. Inside were 2 letters from a payday loan company I'd never heard of, addressed to me. I opened one. My heart dropped. It was a notice of default on a $1,500 loan taken out 2 weeks ago. Under my name. There were details, my address, my phone number, even my social security number. I felt dizzy. I pulled up my credit report that night. I hadn't checked it in a year, and what I saw nearly made me vomit. 2 credit cards opened in my name in the last 4 months. Both maxed out. One for $1,200, another for $2,000. The charges? All local. Bars, motorcycle gear, electronics. There was even one for a set of chrome handlebars. He'd used my identity. I was shaking with rage. The next morning, I took the day off work and filed a police report. Then I froze my credit. Contacted every loan company. It was a nightmare of calls and forms. I had to argue with people just to prove I wasn't the one racking up this debt. The worst part? The detective I spoke to said identity theft by family is one of the hardest to prosecute. Your brother could say you gave him permission. Happens all the time. But I didn't. Then we'll investigate. But don't expect much. I didn't say it out loud. But I wasn't just going to hope for the best. Not anymore. I knew how Kyle operated. He was always 5 steps ahead when it came to getting out of trouble. But this time he'd picked the wrong guy to screw over. I started digging. I remembered he used a girl named Roxy to co-sign for a car a few years ago. She lived on the east side, near Riverside. I found her on Facebook. Sent a polite message. Told her Kyle had listed her as a reference on a job app and I was following up. She replied instantly. Oh my God, that asshole's still using my name? He left me with a $900 bill after he wrecked that car. Blocked me. Changed his number. She was more than willing to talk. In fact, she sent me photos. Screenshots of texts where he promised to pay her back. And one of him admitting he used someone's credit before. Gold. I took it straight to the detective. I gave him everything, her screenshots, the mail, the loan details, and the timeline. Enough to raise suspicion. Then I called a buddy I'd met at a support group for screwed-over siblings. He worked in IT security. I asked him, what's the legal way to catch someone checking your info online? He showed me how to set up alerts, IP logs, even a honey trap email. I created a new fake credit card account under a fake name, same address. Just to see what would happen. It didn't take long. Less than 2 weeks later, someone tried to use that card info at a smoke shop in Dayton. I called the place. Told the clerk I'd reward them if they could describe who used the card. I slipped them $50 for camera footage. It was Kyle. Plain as day. Wearing the same jacket from his Instagram photos. Using my fake name like it was no big deal. I made 3 copies of the footage. One for the detective. One for my lawyer. One I kept. Then I got another idea. One that would really hit where it hurts. Kyle still lived with a guy named Devin, a lowlife who ran an illegal poker game out of his garage. Cops had raided him twice. Never stuck. But I knew a guy who'd love that info. Marcus. Yeah, the same Marcus who had called me about Kyle's lies. Turns out Marcus had a cousin on the local narcotics task force. I made a call. Told him everything. Gave addresses. Told them when Devin usually ran his games. 1 month later, Kyle's entire apartment got raided. And I watched it happen from my borrowed car, parked across the street. They took his electronics. His stash. His friend Devin. Even Kyle, for a probation violation. He didn't know I was behind it yet. But he would. Kyle got out on bail again, of course. He always did. This time his public defender pulled some magic and got the charges dropped, claiming unlawful search and seizure. Devin took the fall for most of it. Kyle came out with just a violation notice and a fat warning. But something had changed. He was angry, paranoid, posting vague threats online. Long rants about snakes in the grass, fake family, and God sees all. I stayed quiet. I didn't comment. I didn't like anything. I just watched. And waited. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. I got a call from my mom. She was crying. I need help, she said. It's your brother. I sighed. What now? He's accusing me of taking his rent money. Says I owe him. I swear, Evan, I never touched it. I didn't know what to say. I believed her, but I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Not her drama. Not his lies. I can't, Mom. I can't get pulled into his mess again. She hung up on me. That was the first real cut. The one that made me realize my revenge had bled out further than I planned. It had hit her too. She wasn't innocent, but she didn't deserve to be blamed for rent she never saw. I almost reached out to Kyle. Almost. But then something else happened. I got served. At my job. In front of my manager. It was a small claims lawsuit. Kyle was suing me for defamation, loss of employment opportunities, and emotional distress. He said I hacked his accounts, that I set him up. I laughed, right there in the HR office holding the papers. But inside I felt something break. This wasn't about money anymore. It was war. I hired a lawyer. Used my emergency savings. She was good, aggressive, smart, not afraid to call BS in court. We showed everything, screenshots, bank records, the fake credit accounts, video of him using the phony card. I even brought in Roxy to testify. But during the hearing, something unexpected happened. The judge turned to me and asked, "Why didn't you file a civil suit first?" I hesitated, because I wanted him to feel it. Like I did. The judge leaned back and said, "Well, he definitely does now." Kyle lost the case. Not only that, but the judge recommended him for criminal investigation on the identity theft stuff. It was serious. He could face real time. As we left the courtroom, he stared at me. Blank. No smirk. No words. Just empty. I thought it was over. Until my mom stopped talking to me completely. She took his side. Said I took things too far. Said I should have just let it go. Family fixes things, they don't destroy each other. But I didn't destroy Kyle. I just let the truth catch up to him. Still, I lost something too. I lost my mom. My peace. Some nights, I lie in bed thinking maybe I should have just eaten the loss. Let him win. Held my pride and walked away. But then I remember standing in the rain. Watching buses pass me by. Wondering why nobody stood up for me. Why being the good brother always meant being the doormat. No more. He said you shouldn't have expected anything. Now he knows what that really feels like. And me? I walk to work again. Not because I have to. I bought a new car last month. But walking helps me think. Every step, I remember what it took to get my life back. And every time I pass someone who looks like they've been stepped on one too many times, I nod. Because I know the road they're on. And I hope they don't let it swallow them. Like I almost did.